Hey there, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to episode 51 of Aussie Cluff, and let's have a quick recap of what's happened since the last episode. And you can see things have gone not too bad. After the Krasnodar win in the Champions League, we went and played West Brom. Now, in this game, we were a little bit sluggish first half, to be honest. You can see we went in 1-1 at half-time. Second half, though, we were much, much better. Elazaj opened the scoring for us. Ortiz got 2. It was really good to see him return to form. He had a good game. You can see his match rating down there was a 9. And Milanovic as well nicked in with a rare goal for him, wasn't it? But I do love when our wing-backs get on the score sheet. Then we played Norwich in the Carabao Cup. You'll notice by the team selection down here, it was very much sort of a second string or bringing players back to fitness sort of a game. We always had an element in control. You can see they did get a goal just after half-time to make it 2-1, which on the scoreboard made it nervy, but it just always seemed like we were going to win. Mosley back to fitness got 2. Jordan Sawyer got 1 as well. And it was good to see Recalde. We started him and he played really, really well as well, which was good to see, obviously. Then Stoke. Now, what to make of the Stoke game? They scored with their only 2 shots on target. You can see we scored in the first minute. We scored in the 93rd minute to rescue a point. Ortiz again and Elazaj again as well. It was one of those games again where we should have won. It was harsh, as I said. They scored with their only 2 shots on goal. But in the end, when you score in the 93rd minute, you're happy to leave with a point, aren't you? So that's how it was as a jackhammer goes off down the street. Look at the league table. Those 2 points though, against Stoke, they really cost us, don't they? We are now second in the league. We would have been top if we had managed to win that game. But our goal difference is right up there with anybody in the league, which is good because that's essentially what cost us last season, wasn't it? We were going to finish third on the last day if everybody won because of goal difference. So this episode, of course, goals of the month at the end of this episode for all of those goals in between episodes. It's going to be the big muggy Germans up first in the Champions League, and then Southampton home in the league. You can see they're 15th. They're struggling a little bit this year, so I'm hoping we'll get a win against them. But on to the Germans. And this is the team we're sending out. Pickford starts in goal. Watanabe, Buzanel, and Quajano across the back. I still stumble over this name. Olanu down the right. Aussie Chris comes in down the left. You can see Scando's played a lot. Aussie Chris is good. We just like Scando. I like Scando. So we'll just have to deal with that for now because it's Aussie Chris down the left for this one. Griffiths and Slater in midfield. Kowalski, a little bit off the form lately, but I'm sure he'll bounce back here for us. And Elazaj and Ortiz, they've sort of hit a bit of form here, so hopefully they're going to continue that. We do have Perez on the bench if and when he's needed, though. Alright, I've shut the window, so hopefully that jackhammer won't be quite as annoying. I'm assuming you guys can hear that because it's really, really loud. So they're going a very defensive formation here, aren't they? 2 defensive midfielders in front, I should say behind 2 other midfielders. That kind of tells me we should be exploiting the flanks from the start here. Team talk, what did Joe Mario say? He said do it for the fans. We're away from home. But I'm going to say if we do a passionate, give the fans their money's worth, go out and impress me. We'll go give the fans their money's worth. We'll go with Joe Mario. Some calm, we have faith. And then on we go, boys. On we go. Nothing like the Champions League anthem, is there? I did want to say too, I don't know if I have anybody watching from the Carolinas in the US, but if you are watching, please be safe. That hurricane looks nasty. So yeah, just make sure you stay safe so you can come back and see how this save winds up, because yeah, that doesn't look good. Alright, so let's think about this early on. We are looking to exploit the flanks. That seems the obvious thing to do, although all our attacks coming down the middle so far, so maybe listen to your coach, boys. But yeah, it just seems like the obvious thing to do if they're clogging up the middle of the field, doesn't it? We'll give this another encourage here. Now, if you did, why do we have this coming in as a highlight? Have we scored? What's going on here? I don't know. It's Elazaj, and he has scored. We've gone straight to the highlight for some reason. Or have we? Game's freaking out. We're going now to a second highlight. We appear to have scored, everybody. Elazaj has knocked that in for us. Bit of a mess up from their keeper. But there we go. It's 1-0. And we'll wait for the game to catch up with itself here. We're going to get a third replay. I don't think we need to see that. And yeah, Elazaj has given us the lead early on. Bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it, to a Champions League goal? But we'll take it. I was going to say, given that Sevilla beat this mob in the first group game, we really have a chance here, don't we, to push clear with 6 points. You would assume, given what we had against Krasnodar that Sevilla would beat them as well, which could already put us 6 points clear of the other two teams, wouldn't it? Because you would assume Sevilla would win that. Mason Slater's done well to find Aussie Chris. Can Aussie Chris pull it back? Went for goal himself. You do wonder if there was a better option there for him. We might just give this a concentrate here, if we can. There we go. Dominating the game, not so much possession, but they have not had a shot on goal yet. Or on target anyway. That's half time. I'm not quite sure how to approach this because some of the match ratings... Oh, now Krasnodar is beating Sevilla 2-0. Now there we go. Now this could make it an even bigger 3 points because it gives us that little bit of breathing room over Sevilla, who I think are going to be our... they're going to be our competition, aren't they? So we'll go in assertive. Things are going well, but you're capable of better. I'll do a few individual team talks here, guys, just telling players that aren't playing well that they're not playing well, and then we'll come back for, hopefully, a successful second half. Now, possibly the disappointing thing from that half is that, yes, we have the lead, but it was really gifted to us, wasn't it? To the point where we got the replay before the actual live action of the goal. So we don't want to get complacent here. We'll give this a push forward, maybe. They're looking frustrated and nervous. This shouldn't be as tough as it is. I'm wondering if we take it off, exploit the flanks, actually. Because it just doesn't appear to be working, does it? We might play wider, but not exploit the flanks. That might open up the middle of the field for us a little bit if we have Aussie Chris and if we have Olanu with sort of chalk on their boots, as they say. Kowalski once again has gone off the boil here. I'm thinking that we might need to make a change there. We have Ricaldi. We can push Mason Slater up there. It's a good ball in for Ortiz, though. He's hit the bar. That was a little bit better from Kowalski, wasn't it? Let's give this the corner, and I think we might look to make that change, because Kowalski just... Ortiz did it, didn't he? He came roaring back. I would suspect that the same thing would happen to Kowalski. He will... This isn't the end of Kowalski by any means, but he's just a little bit out of form right now. So let's make that change. Bring on Ricalde. Switch them around. Put Ricalde as the advanced playmaker on support. Mason Slater as the attacking midfielder on support. And we'll go from there. I'm really happy with how Ricalde's settling in, actually. He's coming off the bench right now doing a job. And I know it was only Norwich. It was a championship club when we started him. But again, he really did play well in that game. So things are all looking good there. Now we do have Griffiths looking nervous and not playing particularly well. We have Joey Joyce on the bench. So that's a change we can make right now. The good thing that I like about our squad this year is that we do have options where we can just do that. We don't have to sort of put up with any lagging performances. Speaking of which, Ortiz apparently is very camera shy in front of you guys because he's back to his usual rubbish as well. So we'll bring Perez on for him. That's our 3 changes. One thing we will look to do here in a second is just tell our fullbacks to sit. It's looking increasingly as though we are somewhat going to... Well, would settle for 3 points. If it's 1-0, 10-0, it's 3 points, and that's the main thing. But it does look a little bit like we're going to have to settle for just a 1-0 win. Assuming they're going to have to push forward at some point if they want to take anything from the game. So there might still be something here for us. Perez is a very good player on the counter-attack as well, so hopefully that could work out in our favour. Just a little... There we go, it's nice. Just stuffing around a little bit with it there, weren't we? But we got out of that okay. Slater back out to Aussie Chris. Can he knock one down the line? There it goes for Perez. Now he has Elazage with him in the middle. If he can pick him out, we've got to score. We've got to score. Elazage! And he has... He somehow missed that, guys, and I'm not quite sure... Not quite sure how that's happened. We'll give that a concentrate because that should have put the game to bed. And they're the sorts of misses that can to come back and haunt you. Can't to Dolberg. Can we win that? We can't. It's gone into the box for Pickford and it has come back to haunt us in a very real and infuriating way. Okay. So we'll go back to attacking. We might raise the tempo a little bit here. Oh, that miss. We'll go and tell our wing-backs to push forward a little bit more. There probably is a way to see the score in the other game, but we won't worry about that. We'll assume that Sevilla's going to drop points, and even if they are or aren't dropping points, we still want to win this game, don't we? it'll just maybe hurt a little bit less if they themselves are dropping points. But, oh, the Elazaj miss. It's unbelievable. Now, we've made all our subs, so we are limited in what we can do here. Tell them to push forward. We've got 2 minutes to try and get something here. They score, but they're only short on goal again. Oh, come on. Come on, boys. Recalde. Can he pick someone out? He's down for Slater. It's going to be cleared. Can we get onto that? Perez is there. We've kept the ball. We're in the final seconds here. It's going to be late if it comes. You can't blame Lanu for that. That is just one shot on goal. And we've conceded from it. That is an assertive not happy. We should have won that game. And there we go. Just to make it a little bit worse, 2 goals in the last 5 minutes and Sevilla have equalised. So we're on 4 points. They are on 4 points. The other 2 teams are on 1 point. And that's just all a little bit takes the shine off your day kind of stuff, isn't it? But guys, wait right there. We'll be back for Southampton in the league and hopefully 3 points. Okay, welcome back for Southampton in the Premier League. Now, just looking here, this took me a little bit by surprise. We have a terrible record against Southampton. 6 fixtures, they've won 4 of them. So this, historically, is a bit of a grudge match for us, isn't it? And you can see in the league table, Manchester City have played and they've gone above us. Liverpool's equal. There's a bit of a queue of teams coming up behind us. It's kind of an important game to win this one. Obviously, early on in the season, there's no such thing as a must-win game, but I'd really like 3 points here. Now, we have changed up a little bit the team. I think we're getting some tied legs, so altering things a little bit. So we're going to go Pickford in goal, Watanabe, Buzanel, and Quijano at the back. Milovanovic comes in to go down the right. Scandoa comes back in to go down the left. Lacey comes in with Recalde in midfield, all changed there. Slater we push up into the attacking midfielder role. Elazaj and Perez comes in for Ortiz. Ortiz just wasn't good last game, so we're going to give him a rest and see if Perez can come in and do the job for us. Alright, it's 4-4-2 for Southampton, and we'll notice too, Callum Mosley's back on the bench as well. Scored 2 against Norwich, he's back to fitness, so if we need goals, I think he could be the man for us. Come on, lads. See, now, our run isn't great anymore. We're at home, so I'm thinking a passionate do it for the fans. And then some calm, we have faith. Go back to the old tried and tested team talks here, and just see if we can get a much-needed 3 points. Really, really love that song. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. I just wanted to quickly mention too, you may have noticed we're doing some Age of Gladiators sort of fun save on the channel as well. It's something a bit different from Football Manager, so if that's interesting for you or if you want to just check it out, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for that one. And of course, Football Manager, as you know, we're doing the Sundays, the Tuesdays, and the Thursdays. So let's give this, wait till it comes to this. Recalde with the ball to Slater. Back to Recalde, in for Perez. Perez, it's a nice ball around the corner, isn't it, for Scando. Scando back, and it's an own goal. That's an own goal. We'll take it and run. Is that Van Dijk? No, just Peter Dijk. Pete Dijk has given us the lead. We'll give them something from the concentrate, I think. That's a really, really good start 5 minutes in, isn't it? Just settles the nerves a little bit. Really like this ball. Mason Slater. No, it is Recalde. No, Perez. Got there eventually. Really liked that pass. It just set it up, didn't it? And yeah, I mean, he's well positioned to give the defender some credit, but he probably should have done a little bit better than that. And Golini's in goal. Now, of course, that's who we had at Villa. He was our Champions League winning goalkeeper. Must be ancient by now. Although he's probably similar age to Pickford, to be fair, so maybe not. Maybe we're being a little bit harsh on the old Italian. Alright, so that's not the best from Mason Slater there. It's the first time we've really given him a go in this attacking midfielder from the start in a competitive game that I can remember. I think we played Kowalski from the start most games, except for the League Cup where we had, I think it was Bennett started up there. That's a bit of a hoofball forward, but it's found its target. Pickford's there, and Buzanel with a good saving tackle to prevent the follow-up shot. So this... It's even game, but they have certainly had all the shots, haven't they? We've scored without having a shot on target, which is impressive. Everything's going through the middle for us. I'm wondering if we should either continue that, or if we should tell them to exploit the flanks a little bit here, because we're not creating anything. We might do that. We're not creating anything. And everything is just going through the middle. So we'll try and tell them to exploit the flanks to see if that has any effect here. Of course, the own goal that we did get was from a cross from out wide, so it may be that there's something in that for us. We might give this a demand more here. Or should we do it again? I'm wondering... No, I'm looking at the wrong team. We're here, aren't we? Slater's picked up a knock. We might have to take that off. Slater knocks it in. It's only a cut hand. It's a penalty. It is a penalty. Now, I think Slater's going to take this. No, it's going to be Lacey. Okay. Come on. Is it Jordan Lacey? James Lacey? One of those two, I think. Could be anything. It starts with a J. I think it's Jordan. Come on, Lacey. Go on, son. He's put that away nicely. That is a good penalty. Jonathan Lacey. Knew it was, well, obviously it starts with a J. It was close. Jordan, Jonathan, we'll take it. Let's give that some praise. Not the best half of football we've played this season, is it? But we find ourselves 2-0 up. That's a really, really good penalty. Yeah, I mean, we can't really complain, can we? I'm sure that said a cut hand, potential hand. I'm sure I saw a cut hand. There is an international break coming up after this. Now, Mason Slater has been called into the England squad along with Jordan Pickford. I don't think a cut hand is going to keep him out of international football, and even if it does, it's probably for the best for us, isn't it? We can rest him. Let's give this a halftime means nothing. Don't lose focus whatsoever. Let's do that assertively. We might do some individual team talks here, I think, and then we'll come back for the second half. Okay, so no further tactical changes. I am thinking if, and it is an if we can get a third, I might take Slater off and give Kowalski a chance from the bench to impress. Rather Elazar in the middle, wouldn't we? Rather than knocking that in. But that's okay. Are we going to get put on the counter-attack here, though? Milovanovic, that's a cracking tackle. Wrong side of the pitch, too, isn't it? Over on the right. He's done really, really well there, snuffing that out. Alright, let's see if we can build from this. So far, so good. Recalde. Nicely done to Scando. Scando's knocked one in. That's a nice ball for Ortiz. Came and got it too. That's a cracking pass from Slater. Just drew the defender in. Milovanovic for Elazar. He's missed it again. And Perez has got it in eventually. Elazar this episode has missed as an own goal. Another own goal. But he's missed two of the absolute sitters. I don't think we'll see worse misses all this season. And he's done it twice in an episode. But all's well that ends well. Look at this, Elazar, anywhere but the keeper, and straight at Golini. Hopefully this time it won't cost us anything. That's the third goal. It's early in the half. We'll give them some encouragement, and Slater's not having his best game. We might give him to 60 minutes, and then we'll give Kowalski half hour. The problem with bringing Kowalski on though is that Recalde is playing as the advanced playmaker. I wonder if we could play Kowalski as an attacking midfielder and just see how he goes with a little less, I guess, pressure on him to be the creative force with everything going through him. We might try that. At 3-0, it's a good opportunity to experiment, isn't it? So we might even look to do that sooner rather than later. Perez back to Lacey. Lacey's done well coming in this game, hasn't he? Was a little bit nervous about doing that. It's a decent ball in. It's headed away for Recalde. It's a nice little flick for Mason Slater. He's put it over the bar. We might make that Slater's last action in the game. We'll bring Kowalski on. We'll play him as this attacking midfielder. It's not his preferred role. I do realise that. Tell him to dribble. He can dribble, right? I think he's quite good with the dribble. Yeah. So we'll tell him to dribble more risky passes. I wonder if he plays a little bit better as an attacking... Maybe just a touch better. So we'll do that. Push him forward a little bit. Tell him that there is... We'll say that there's no pressure on him today. Go out there and just relax. Play your game. Because he hasn't been in good form. So like I was saying, it is a good opportunity to see what he's got. It's probably a good opportunity too to get Callum Mosley back involved in the Premier League. So we might give this just a touch more time. And then we can bring him on for... I don't think Perez has been called up for international football, so we might bring him on for Elazar, who has, and just save a little bit of time in the legs. It's a good ball in for Kowalski, and he's just pushed it over the bar. Milovanovic is absolutely on fire this game, isn't he? Yeah, we might take Elazar off for Callum Mosley. Switch them around, put Perez back in his preferred complete forward role. Mosley is the poacher. And onwards we go. I have toyed with the idea of playing Mosley as the Roman Tundor, whatever that carry on reroll, because it's just easier for me to say, where he drifts in and plays sort of a wide poacher. But I don't think this is maybe not the game for it, given they're playing 4-4-2 and they have a fullback that's back there. But yeah, in different formations, I think it's something that could work for us. I was trying it a little bit in pre-season. We had a little bit of success with it. There's a nice pass from Mosley. Callum Mosley! Go! I do love a Callum Mosley goal. He's my little project. As I said before, we brought him up from the Aston Villa Academy, named after, of course, one of the viewers, which is always special as well, and just keeps finding the back of the net for us. It's a nice first touch, nice second touch, and just blasted past former teammate, of course, Golini, at the near post as well. So that's 4. We can probably look to rest somebody else here now. Looking at the defenders, Quijano has been playing a lot, so we might bring Novikov on for him. There we go. Novikov, sort of no fault of his own, has just become almost he has become fourth choice. Just because Busanel really has come on this year. Watanabe is just such a beast in the air, and we can play him as a ball-playing defender because he has essentially he's a midfielder. So, and then Quijano is just a good all-round defender. So no fault of his own, but Novikov has become just sort of fourth choice. But this is a lot better this time, isn't it? 4-0 coming into stoppage time. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you do hit like. It helps people find the channel, and I'm eternally grateful for that. Can Mosley get across in here? He can. It's there. It's Kozlowski! He's back on a little bit of form with the goal. That's 5-0 past hapless Southampton. Give them some praise for that. The first game was disappointing. It doesn't make up for it because it's the Champions League and those 2 drop points could really hurt us. But this should put us back on top of the Premier League. Give or take Arsenal's result. But another 5-goal win, of course, that all helps the goal difference. And this should be it. Golini goes long. We should win the header. We do. And that is it. It was a massive second half performance. The fans give him a standing ovation. The manager does as well from his seated position. And that's just a passionate... Or is that I don't get complacent. It's to don't get complacent. There we go top, and I was just about to say I don't really see a downside to that, but 5-7 days. The next game's Villa, of course, away in 13 days' time. He'll be back for that. So I don't really see a downside to that performance at all. If we have a look at what that's done to the table, I think Arsenal still has to play. So if they win, they'll go back top, but the worst we're going to come out of this round is second only by a point. So that is not too bad at all. But that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As I said, thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. We are on a quest to win the Premier League and get that 3rd star for the Champions League win this season. Next episode, we'll come back we have Sevilla twice. So we might come back for Everton away. Last time we went to Everton, we won 8-1, didn't we? So if we can get anywhere near that, it'll be worth watching. And Sevilla at home. Doesn't matter what happens with Sevilla away, that is going to be a massive, almost must-win game if we want to top the group, isn't it? So that'll be for, what day is it today? That'll be for Sunday. Up until then, thank you so much for watching. I've been Aussie Villain, and here are some of our best goals from September. Take care.
Bye.